What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to Bourbon of the Week. This is Rye Friday, and we have a special one for you here. This is Barrell Seagrass. This is a bottle pop, weak bottle pop if you ask me, but a bottle pop nonetheless. This is award-winning Fred Minnick #2, Jason from the Mash and Drum #1 on his blind. A lot of people talking a lot of things about Barrell Seagrass, so we had to get our hands on it and give it a try. But everybody knows before we get started, time for the traditional sip. Cheers, y'all. It's going to be interesting. So this is Barrell Seagrass. You may or may not have heard of this. This is a rye whiskey, which is why we're doing it on Rye Friday, finished in Martinique rum, Madeira, and apricot brandy barrels. That's what it says on here. We're going to get into what all of that means because I didn't know anything about it. Distilled in Kentucky, Indiana, Tennessee, and Canada. This is obviously from Barrel Craft Spirits in Louisville. This comes in at 119.12 proof. Very specific. Cash strength. 24,274. This is bottle number 24,274. That's kind of crazy. I didn't even know that they made that many of these. This is, again, award-winning. Fred Minnick put this, I believe, at #2, and Jason from the Mash and Drum did a blind of 10 different ryes, and he put this at #1. Ended up winning the whole thing. I'm going to pour more of this up, because I can tell you right off this first sip, this is going to be something that you're going to have to try over and over and over again to really appreciate what you're getting out of this. So let's start off by talking about some of these finishes, right? So this is a rye whiskey made from Indiana, Kentucky, Tennessee, and Canada. The Canada one is interesting. We have the Caribou Crossing, which is the only Canadian whiskey that we have. Again, we're into ryes and bourbons, which obviously the bourbons keep it here in America. So for this to be distilled in all four of those places is interesting enough, let alone when you start to bring in some of these casks that they have. First one that it says on here is Martinique rum. Now, Martinique is an island in the Caribbean, very lower part of it, almost closer to South America, and they are known for their sugar cane, right? They grow their own sugar cane. It's extra sugary, I suppose, and when they make these sugar canes and then they process that into their rum, it makes the rum extra sugary, so when you have that cask, you're going to have more sugars inside that cask. Interesting when it comes to the taste profile on this. Madeira is next. Madeira is an island off Africa, right? Madeira makes their own grapes for their own wine. Nobody else makes the grapes that they have. It's super sweet grapes. So again, we've got super sugary, we've got super sweet, and then last but not least, we have apricot brandy barrels. Now, if you don't know, apricot is a fruit. I've never had one before myself. I've heard it's much like pears. So initial thoughts, first sip, pear. 100% pear, probably apricot. Never had an apricot before. I'm assuming that's apricot. I have the Dole cups, right? The little diced pear Dole cups that you put in your kid's backpack for school, for lunches. I eat those regularly. Love them. That's exactly the flavor that I'm getting this. All the way down to the juice that you get at the end. The juice is extra sugary, right? They throw all those extra sugars in there just to keep it fresh, quote unquote fresh. But that's the flavor that I'm getting in this, and it's fascinating for a rye whiskey to have this flavor profile. It is one of the most unique bottles I've had since I had the Barrell New Year 2021 release. It's crazy different, crazy good, and for 119.12 proof, I can tell you right now that there's nothing that sips quite as easy as this. We're talking in those levels of something that I would compare it to, which is a bourbon, like Booker's. Booker's is 124, 125, 126 proof, and they drink super smooth, super easy. This literally tastes like pear juice or apricot juice. If I'm going to have to go out and buy an apricot just so I can see what it tastes like. But it tastes like a juice. I'm getting apple in there. You're getting plenty of other fruits and sugars. Super sweet on the front. But then, folks, and then that rye is just right in your face. And this is I say this word a lot, this is a roller coaster ride of flavors. And the craziest part about this is Barrell is able to take these 3 different cask finishes. And again, I don't know, and if anybody does know this, I would be very interested to find out. Do they finish all of the ryes in each one of the casks? Or are they finishing one rye in one cask, another rye in another cask, a third rye in a third cask, and a fourth rye in a whatever? Or are all of these going through the finishing process in each cask? Because that would be, like, are they making the rye whiskey, blending it, and then finishing it through each cask? Or are they taking specific rye whiskeys from each place, from Kentucky, and putting it in the Madeira casks and the Tennessee, and I don't know. I really do not know, and I'm just thinking through this now. The process here is fascinating. The the engineering and the ingenuity and the flavor balance that you have to go through to make this work is way beyond anything I'm comprehending, because quite honestly, I don't know how they do it. This shouldn't taste good. At the end of the day, this should not taste good. And this is one of the best finished rye whiskeys that I've ever had. And I hate to do that. I hate to follow the trends. And I hate to be like, not that I hate it, because if it's true, it's true. But I don't want to be one of those people that's just like, oh, Jason from the Mash and Drum loves this, I have to love it too. Or Fred Minnick says this is the second best rye, so I have to love it too. I am my own person. I'm my own flavor profile, and you are too. So if you don't like something that somebody doesn't like, you don't have to be ashamed of that. And I'm not usually. I'm one of those people that will straight up tell you I don't like it. This just happens to stand up to the test. It's crazy, and I didn't know it was going to be this good. I knew it was going to be good, probably. I didn't know it was going to be this good. So another thing that I'm finding as I sip on this, I'm editing out most of the sips and my thought process. I just opened this bottle. This is my first glass trying it. I normally have a glass beforehand so I can get my tasting notes and everything like that. But for this one, I thought it would be more interesting to get the blind reaction, exactly what I'm getting along the way. Sipping this cotton candy. Not only the taste of cotton candy, the complexity and the what's the word I'm looking for? The texture of cotton candy. You know when you eat cotton candy and at first it's just like melts and then you get the flavor? That's what's happening with this glass of whiskey, and it's fascinating. You're drinking it, it's hitting your mouth, you're like, okay, yeah, that tastes like pear, right? And then it's melting. You're getting all the sugars from all those sugar canes from the different islands. You're getting the grapes from Madeira. You're getting all of these flavors happening all at once and yet all separately. I would love to make sure that everybody could try this bottle. Obviously, I don't have any type of way to do that. You should try this bottle. If you like rye whiskeys, you've got to try this bottle. If you like whiskey in general, you should try this bottle. Now, I know that's probably easier said than done after somebody like Jason from the Mash and Drum and Fred Minnick start to say something about a bottle, right? It's gone. It's through the roof, secondary. All those things are happening. Barrell has this on their website. I got it through Mash and Grape. $85 shipped with a $10 off discount, right? Can't beat that. I think this MSRP is at $90, and I got it for $85 shipped to my front door, which I didn't even know you could do here in Pennsylvania. And if you can't, then I didn't do it. It was just a joke. But this is just one of those things you have to try. I'm gonna keep sipping this, and I'm gonna keep bringing up flavor profiles, but I'm gonna cut out all the fluff, obviously. But let me just see if I can get anything else to give you guys before we sign off for the night. All right, well, that's all I'm really getting off of this, to be honest with you. The pear, the cotton candy, that's not all. I mean, look at how much we've already named so far. But that's what I'm getting. This is a fantastic bottle. It's an emotional ride for the entire thing. You're experiencing things that I've never experienced in a rye here, let alone a whiskey in general. This is awesome. This bottle is awesome. This is one that I'll probably save for when like friends come over, just so I have friends come over all the time and they're like, nah, it all tastes the same, right? This is one. They can't say that it all tastes the same. The other cool thing about this, before we go, they are donating portions of each bottle to the Ocean Foundation, Save the Ocean. This whole theme behind this is, what does it say here? So it highlights the grassy oceanside notes that we love in a rye, right? So that's the theme behind this, the oceanside notes, that flavor profile. That's why they're using all these island things, and also teaming up with the Ocean Foundation, which is just an awesome cause that Barrell's behind as well. But listen, if you have a chance, pick up this bottle. That's where I'll leave you for today. Always make sure you check me out on Instagram at Bourbon of the Week. Make sure you click that like. Make sure you click that subscribe button. Please don't drink and drive. Always drink responsibly. And always stay healthy, stay happy, stay drinking. Cheers, y'all. Damn.